Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to properly install my UI. Just follow all the steps and everything should work smoothly. Alright, let's start with some prep work. Just in case that you would like to restore some of your old add-in settings or your macros, keybinds, etc. I always recommend people to make a backup of your WTF folder. This folder contains these settings. So make a backup of this folder just in case. Yeah. Then we'll make a clean installation now. If you don't want to make a clean installation, then you just need to remove saved variables folders. So go to WTF, go to account, find your account here. If you don't know which number stands for your certain account, go to this folder. You'll see the servers with the character settings. So click on the server and you can see which characters are like which characters this account have, and this way you can actually understand what number stands for what account of yours. I also tap this account, so I go to this account and here I either remove everything or I can even simply remove this folder. But if you want to store, but if you want to save your keybinds and macros, you will just have to remove this folder, saved variables, and then go to server name. In my case, it's Giannis. Go to your character name here. In my case, it's also MerfinJR, and just remove saved variables from here. So we'll just do it quickly. That's as an example, and you're fine. You just removed all of the add-in settings, but you kept your macros and keybinds, right? So next, we'll set up our add-ins. So I always recommend to remove every add-on which you have right now. You are only doing this when you're installing the UI for the first time, though. So just remove every add-on. If you use some some specific add-on which is not in my UI, you can also backup this folder, backup this folder somewhere, and then you can just grab these add-ons and place them inside of the folder. Then if you are a subscriber of mine, you will see the add-ons content channel here, only subs can see it. And here you'll find the chat, the topic named Cataclysm Classic if we are installing the UI on Cataclysm Classic. And the process should be almost the same for Mists of Pandaria as well. So here you'll see the first message in the topic and download links for the add-ons and for the MerfinUI installer. So we go to these folders here, add-ins, and UI. We need to download these two folders. I won't do it because I already have everything installed and applied, right? And you'll have to basically extract all of the files in these zips to this add-ins folder. When you'll try to extract MerfinUI, though, it will ask you to enter the password. And you can find this password here in the password for installer. Make sure there are no extra spaces in the password. All right. Also, uh, the default icons in game, they have a very low quality. So you want your icons to be HD. You can find the link which I'm gonna leave in the description, where you can find the guide how to install the HD icons to your game, right? Check the guide. So we are fine. We have all the add-ons. We cleared our WTF folder, so nothing conflicts. And now we can make a first clean. Now we can make a first initial login into the game. And by the way, if you didn't log off from the game at the start, you'll have to basically log off now and then once again clear the WTF folder. Because when you log off, when you reload, your settings are being restored again in the WTF folder. Also, I almost forgot about that, but when you installed my add-ons here and extracted them to your add-ons folder, you need to update these add-ons. And the best and the faster way to update them, the fastest way to update them is to update them by using some application, like it's either CourseForge application or like a WoW app or Wago application. I personally prefer Wago application. So I will open Wago application. I will also leave you a link on this program in the description on this video, so you can find it there. So when you installed all of the add-ons, um, like uh, I don't update this add-ons folder on a daily basis. I might like update this a month ago or like 2 months ago, and like obviously for these 2 months, some of the add-ons were updated, right? And so you don't face any bugs, and you will also get the updated add-ons. Like yeah, update them from one of the program. Why I prefer Wago application is that because it has LVI here. And usually you don't have the LVI on CourseForge application because LVI is basically uploaded on the different website called like bookui.org, I think. Yeah. And so like you don't deal with that shit, you just can update this through the Wago application. So once you updated everything, we are good to go. Make sure that every add-on is enabled, and make sure that the checkbox called load out of date add-ons is also enabled. Here, make sure that everything is enabled and this checkbox is checked basically. Now we are making the first login. You'll see a lot of Lua errors, but it's fine. Don't worry about that. We'll fix this. At first login, you are going to see the default LVI installation window. And here we just need to press continue at every step and press finish at the end. It's a standard LVI installer, and we'll have our own installer, so we don't need to make any settings in that installer. So now MerfinUI installation window is popped up. Here we can set up our profiles, going through every step and pressing all the buttons here. If you are CBA, you can just close this window, press S, CalVUI, MerfinUI, and here you can find the quick installation. Like it's gonna quickly install like everything once. You might get your screen freeze for like 10-15 seconds, but then you'll get a reload and everything should be on its place. I'm going to show you a normal installation process right now. So, account settings step, which this step contains some settings for the, how to say it, like a general add-ons, like for Backsack, for TomTom, etc. For Questy, it also contains console variable settings. And yeah, so we just click here. Here you can set up your chat in a way with like tabs, and these tabs will basically have the certain amount of channels enabled only there. If you wanna keep your chat which you had before, or you would like to set up it your way, just keep this step. Now profiles, this step applies LVI and its plugins profiles on your character. So since I'm currently on my mage, we'll install DPS tank profile. I will show you later how to apply 2 profile on one character for each spec. Okay, so this one is Plater. This step setups profile for Plater. Plater is a nameplate add-on. Now we have the damage meter details. We apply this. Also, when you reload, the windows here might be placed apart of each other. To fix that, you'll have to run this step again. I'm currently not sure why it happens, but I'll try to fix it. Color theme, if you want to use a normal theme, or if you want to use dark theme. Dark theme will basically apply dark colors to your LVI and to your details. If you don't like these dark colors, you can always set them up in the profile in the plugin. I'll show you a bit later. Action bars, well, basically, me as a player, I personally prefer to have the action bars shown only when I actually mouse over them. So like that, because I just simply remember on all the binds, and those I don't have to like show them always. But if you are, but like if you feel kind of uncomfortable, you can press here on show always, and it's gonna show the bars like all the time. Boss modes, I personally prefer to use raid and dungeon hours on Cataclysm Classic, and most likely in Mists of Pandaria unless something. But if you want to use like PM or Big Wigs, you download the add-on from CourseForge, and you'll have to then run the installer again and install the profile which you want to have. Omnicity. Omnicity sets the party cooldowns icons next to your party frames. This add-on is also not included in the default add-ons folder. So if you want to have it, download it first and then apply the profile. Combat tech step. This step applies combat tech settings, basically like damage and healing numbers. I don't like the Blizzard uh, default numbers. I don't like all of this stuff floating around on my screen, so I prefer using Xcity. Like it collects all the combat text into one small window placed beneath my target frame, and just some settings for method rate tools. And then we press finish the end. Alright, yeah. Here it will ask you like which objective style you want to use. You can just click on QST objectives here. Yeah. So now, as I said, these windows are placed apart of each other. I'm not sure why it happens. I'll probably fix it later, and you'll most likely won't have this issue, but I have this issue right now. So to fix that, you'll just need to run this install once again. Yeah, but it's gonna be fine uh, when you reload. So um, for now, we need to install our weakauras, and there are basically two ways. First, you can install these auras from the installer here, like if you press hask, LVI, MerfinUI here, weakaura step, you can actually see that these auras are here, and if you click on this, it's gonna pop up the update window, like the import window, and we'll just have to press on import, right? And it's very easy way install my auras. Um, the issue is that these auras uh, might be outdated compared to the actual versions where I probably already fixed the bugs that can be in these versions, since I don't really update the installer that frequently. So if you want to make sure, you can upload these hours from these links basically. Will ask you to enter the password, like if you go on Vago website, and you can also get these passwords from here basically. Sometimes when you open a lot of links in a short time, the password can be displayed incorrect for some reason, but like if you refresh the Wago page or give it some time, it's gonna let you in. I'm not sure why it happens. It's on the website. It's not my issue. It's not my issue. Sorry. So now we just continue to install the auras. And since I play on mage, I also. So basically, this is it. You have all the auras, you have the UI, you can reload if you want, just in case. Alright, so now everything works. We even have the keybinds, which we saved, but since I removed everything before, I don't have the keybinds here. You should have them if you saved these files for macros. So now let's set up the second character. The second character is gonna have 2 specs actually. Yes, and healers layout. Yeah. Alright, we are gonna do the same, completely the same installing process as we did before. Press continue, we pressed finished. I'm going to do a quick install this time. So I window open install and I'll do a quick install. Currently I'm in prod spec, so I profile install. Yeah, it takes some time. Right, now let's import auras. All right. And let's install the profile for Holy, for a healer, right? Activating our secondary spec, we go on the installer once again, we press on install, UI install, and here need to set either age or healer E. I personally prefer my party frames being positioned here and grow vertically, so I'm gonna press on. Now you can close this window and you open LVI. Also, by the way, you need to install XCT for healer. If you play with XCT instead of Blizzard Combat Text. And then we go to LUI profile. We click on enable spec profiles. When enabled, your profile will be set to the specified profile when you change the specialist. So here, my Holy is in my secondary talents. Here I need to keep the healer profile, and in my primary talents I set it as tank profile. And we can press enter /xct and we'll see also the same stuff here. I'm sorry I forgot to show my chat, but it's fine. Alright, so this is it. When you try to change your spec, it changes the layout and everything automatically. One more thing. For example, if you decided to make your own changes to the profile, like I don't know, maybe like you change the position of some frames and you want to have these settings also applied on your another character, I recommend you to go to profiles, create your own profile, like let's say for example James DPS. Then I personally recommend you to copy the profile settings from the previous profile of mine, like this one, right? And then you have all of the settings saved here. And when you will be installing the profile on your second or third and blah 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 character here, it's gonna override the profile, but it's gonna override only the profile of mine, like called MerfinUI. but it's not gonna override your own profile, James. So, yeah. Alright, guys, I tried to keep this short, and sorry for my English. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the VIP support channel in my Discord. I might not answer immediately, but you will be answered in some time for sure. And thanks for playing with my UI, and I'll see you next time.